Hey guys, Marcy here. Welcome to my craft room. Today I'm working on a project that I've wanted to do for a while. What you can't see when I'm here on camera is that immediately to my left I have one of those plastic 3-drawer wheeled carts, and on top of it is my paper trimmer. But inside the drawers I have various items, and one of them is for video ideas. So I have been collecting paper strips. These are cut-offs from all the different projects. Every time I tear paper or trim paper and it has an interesting piece, I have been saving those. And what we're going to do is use them to make all these really cool little word labels. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but my fingers are a little bit inky. I cleaned them up as best as I could before I started. I sat down to do a little test before I filmed this video, and it was good that I did because some of the stamps and things that I wanted to use are not working properly, and one of them, it's this old thing that, I'm going to cover that guy's address. I found it at a thrift store, but it stamps words. And so I was setting it up to stamp these 4 words. However, the little ink pad inside has deteriorated, so then I found myself having to jerry-rig a new stamp pad. So I was using some of these Tim Holtz pads and some old ink that I have. I was making quite a mess. And then I'm also using some of these that I found at a thrift store not that long ago, a few months ago, and I showed them to you in a thrift haul. But a couple of them are just not, they're not inky. So I took this one apart to try to see if I could fix it, and I don't know that I can. I might try to figure out how to just take out the part with the stamp and take them out of these little things altogether, because they're all dried out, and this one's out of ink. And anyway, big mess happening over here, all in the name of crafty fun. So I got a wet wipe handy. But yeah, so I sat down and I played around making some of these labels and things. And these are just little words that we can use to dress up projects and just add a nice little accent here and there. Now I made this pile primarily using this set right here. This was one you also saw in a recent thrift haul, and it had all these words. Well, they were magnetic, and so I had to order the magnet base off of eBay. And so I had some fun playing around with those words today. But what I'd really like to do is to make some things that look a little bit more like this. This is one of the Tim Holtz ephemera packs, and they're number strips. I actually ordered this just so I could see what kinds of things he was putting on here and to see if I could copy them in any form or shape. And then I also had ordered a few months ago this set, and this is the Field Notes set, the Tim Holtz collection from Stampers Anonymous. And I have been eyeballing this thing like probably since it came out. I've been eyeballing it for years when other crafters would use it, and I just really thought it was so neat. And so I finally broke down and bought it, and now today we're going to play with it and see if we can make something that looks like this along these lines. Cute little words or things that have kind of that botanical feel. The other things I might use are these Define Your Life stamps. They are definitions, and I got my set off of eBay. The title is Define Your Life. It's from Stampin' Up, and it's been around for a while. It's discontinued now, so just be on the look for that if that's one that you like, because it makes really cool definitions. And so some of these strips we're going to use for that. Did I show you this bag already? This is the bag that was sitting in the drawer of video ideas. So I pulled out some strips. There's no way that we would do all of those. No way. But I just wanted to show you, here's what I have been playing around with and what I've made so far. I absolutely love these office-y stamps. This one was one that my husband was using, and he didn't need it anymore, so he very kindly gave it to me. This one is one that I used way back when I was working at the bank, and then it ran out of the correct year. I don't remember what year it goes up to. Let's see. Like 1985 up to That one says paid. Cool. Paid, received, up to 1990. So it ran out of dates in 1990. I brought it home from the office because they were going to toss it out. Because I always figured I could just use just the dates if I ever wanted to document. And it's been really fun for using in journals and making dates and things. I've also got out some of my older stamp pads because I was thinking of the colors I wanted to use. And yeah, July 6, 1990. And I didn't think I had a green pad, and then I pulled these out because I haven't used these for years and years. They're still juicy. I doubt these are being made anymore, but I had a green one, so that made me very happy. So I'm just trying to use basic colors like the blue, sepia tones. I've got a bunch of other ink colors out, my archival inks, my VersaFine inks. I've got reds, browns, blues, gray, got a couple StazOns. So we're just gonna have a lot of fun playing today, making some really cool looking stamps, stamped strips. Then we're gonna cut some apart. So go ahead and grab what you need if you want to craft along while you listen, or if you want to just sit and watch, get yourselves comfy, get your drink, your blankie, whatever you need. Meet me right back here in a minute, and then we will get started on this project. During our little intermission there, I opened the package here and I got these out, and then I also have these number stamps that look kind of old-fashioned varsity. It's an old Seven Gypsies set. I've had it for a while, so I don't know if it's available, and I think I bought it on clearance. So, and then I don't know where I picked that one up, but it seemed like it would be very handy, so I have it, so I thought I'd use it today. So what I wanted to do was just kind of look and see what kind of things does he put on these number label strip things. And then how could I duplicate it? Can I duplicate it? I mean, at least with ink colors, and I wouldn't be able to do something like this with the line through the middle, but I might be able to do some other things. Obviously I can't, well, yeah, I can't do Roman numerals unless I got out an alphabet set. I could do it with alphabets though, which I'm not gonna do today because that would take forever long. But yeah. I was just thinking kind of like this kind of thing, or, I mean, what do we have? These are so tiny. I had to say, I ordered the Field Notes ephemera set that comes in the little packs like this one did, and everything in there is so small. I mean, the items are just dinky. I was very disappointed. I thought they'd be bigger, and it was after I ordered that, then I decided to go ahead and spring for the stamp set because clearly these are full-sized. So these are cool. And I haven't played with it yet, so I don't know if they'll need much breaking in or not. But let's see what we can make. Yeah, all kinds of stuff here. Let's see what kind of strips we can make that look similar. All right, I have my acrylic blocks out. I want to put like a little paper down underneath. That way if I go over, you know, if there's overrun, I can not get it on my mat. So let's get out some strips and see what we want to do. And of course these are not all the same width. That's all right. That is a-okay. You know what? This this right here is like a piece of tracing paper. And this one that I just stamped in green would look so cool, July 6th. And if I wanted to, I could make it say December, October, November, yeah, like December 25th to, it's kind of hard to read. This thing is so old and junked up, but I was just really glad that I have it. Is that December 25th? Let's see. It is. So it's now December 25th, 1990. Yeah, that'd be fun. I should probably save some room to do some in red. I also have my stamp cleaner thing here, because as I'm switching colors, I'm going to want to clean off the stamp. So this is a very old Stampin' Up! Product, Stampin' Scrub. So you have a wet side and a dry side, so I just wash it on one side and dry it off on the other. So now we can change out to red. Now this one's the VersaFine ink. Now I'm using these because they are crisper, they are not distress inks, so they won't slip and slide. If your paper's glossy, you're going to want the ink to not move around on it, and distress ink definitely is designed to move around on the surface and to interact with water, and that's not what we want. We want it to stay crisp and sharp, so I'm using the permanent inks for that, and then just enjoying using these old colors. Now this one, let's see, there was one I wanted to stamp this stamp on, so let's scoot these two over to the side and bring in this one. So this just says received. Now this one is weird because there's the received, then there's the date, and then there's the line, and this actually has current years on it all the way up through 2027, but I'm going with 2017 because it sounds good. And I just picked a random date, so. But I think I want to do it in, should we do it in blue? Let's try blue. And if we don't like the Marvy ink pad, then we can try it with the VersaFine ink pad in blue. So these were originally to match the Marvy pens, markers. And so you could color, the markers didn't make these inks run, but I don't think that's necessarily the case with, with all inks, I don't know. I don't do much coloring with markers anymore. Now this one I've noticed is tricky because that received, here we go, I have to rock it just slightly. Oh, I like that in blue, that's cool. I like it on the accounting paper too. Received, date due, paid in full. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of, there is a foam layer there, but not much. Well, no there's not. It's just the rubber stuck to the metal, so it doesn't have a lot of give. That looks cool. So what I've been doing is where it doesn't turn out on one side, I just turn it over and do it on another. Do it on the back side. Well, that looks nice and crisp right there. I want to do it in red though. So we're just gonna have a little play and see what we get and see if we can recreate some of these looks. Uh-oh, see, I didn't get it clean enough, and now I'm getting my red ink pad all junked up. I hate it when I do that. Really hate it. I have a wet wipe here, but now it's gonna be red and I'm gonna wanna wash my hands on it. And that's not gonna help me, is it? I did find some of the rubbing alcohol, the hand sanitizer that has the alcohol in it. Uh-oh, I oopsed on it. That looks kind of cool though. That's kind of how it turns out in the office too. Speaking from experience. Okay, we're gonna keep that, and then let's do it. This is a coffee dyed file folder, a piece of that. Let's make sure all the blue is off though. Don't want to mess up my ink pad again. I actually have a couple of the big old ink pads that, you know, are from the office. They were from my husband's, but the actual re-inker with the big roller ball on it, it's turned ugly color, so it's not red anymore. So I finally threw that out. And then the stamp pads are just kind of weirdly mushy. There's that, and there's that. I just have to really give it some thought on this one. If I want a nice impression. If I was in the office, I'd just be doing this, you know? I wouldn't be worried about it. But I'm not in the office. I'm crafting, so it needs to be just right. You can stamp that off too. Okay, we're gonna wash. We're gonna dry. We're gonna wash. You can tell this is, I just kind of have kept the same side as the wash side, so that's from all the permanent inks and things that I've cleaned off on there. It works really well. Can't complain. Okay, so there's those two. I have this strip of brown, and the other thing I wanted to do, I had some I did earlier that have some blank space on them. like love and love. I wanted to see if I could fit another stamp in there. So let's see. So now my stamps are gonna look the same as everyone else's. Let's see. I think maybe Agent 1929. Sounds like a good one. I want a smaller block though. So we're just gonna whiz along and stamp some stuff and play and have fun. There we go. So what I'm gonna do with these, now these are already torn, so I could just tear these. You can do it by hand or you can use your ruler. And on these places where I got the edge of the stamp, I'm not that worried about it, because when I trim them down, that goes away. And this one, I'm going to trim a little bit across the top with my decal edge scissors. That's why these are so handy, because sometimes you don't have enough room to tear and you don't want to ruin the image, but you can use the scissors. So that's how those are all going to look when they're all done. So let's do a few more Agent 1929s. Let's see, I think I'd kind of like it on this brown strip that looks like parchment. And I really kind of like this one in the black, so we're just gonna do it a few times down the strip. 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, how many Agent 1929s does a body really need? Let's put one right there. Ooh, I like that. And I could do some in brown, but maybe, let's see. Let me find a strip to do them on in brown. These are just torn off of old books and music and anywhere that there was an interesting edge. Papers, all of that stuff. Okay, let's stamp you off. So as far as the brown shade goes, I have sepia from the archival ink, sepia from VersaFine ink, coffee in the archival ink, and this brown in the Marby. So I'm going to show you how they all turn out, because they're all completely different. Okay, so let's start with coffee from the archival, and then just plain old brown from this Marby Matchables. It's almost more red, like a mahogany kind of. And I do like this shade. I mean, that was my only brown for forever, but sometimes you just want a darker brown. So here's sepia from the VersaFine. And sepia from the archival. See, look at that. They're all completely different. Very cool. Okay, Agent 1929, fully noted and documented. Oh, and I forgot, this is the one I just got at the thrift store. It's taupe. Wonder how light this one is. Let's see. Should have opened this beforehand, I'm sorry, but I was making such a mess with the ink, and then at one point, this guy that I was pushing to make the, you know, the one that has all the letters I put in there manually, I was fiddling with him, and then the letters went flying. I just don't want to get ink all over me or my chair or my carpet, because this is a bedroom. At some point, we would like the, you know, to go back to it being a bedroom, maybe. We'd like the carpet to stay nice. Oh, well, I don't know if it's really that dark or not, because it's still got the other ink on it. Is that really the shade? I don't know. Let's find out. Washy, washy, washy. Rinsey, rinsey, rinsey. Oops, it's popping off. Okay, let's pick a new thing to say. This is the first time I played with this. Now, I don't know, because it has all these little all this connecting piece. I don't know if I'm supposed to take that off or not. Let's do 05713. Come on. And then in a minute, I want to do corresponding order. That sounds very official. Oh, maybe I could do them together. Corresponding order 05713, please. Here we go. Okay, let's see. That's a scrap of coffee dyed something. Oh, it is. It's just a real, it is taupey right there. It was looking really brown over here. Almost, it's just weird. Okay, cool. I like that shade. I like this. So when you're changing around your inks, you can go pretty much from any color to black and it won't mess up your black pad. Although I would imagine if you did that a lot over time, it might. But you can't go the other way. From darker to lighter. You can go lighter to darker, but not darker to lighter. That's cool. I like that. Next. I want to go in black, so come back. I shouldn't be putting my black one away. I should just leave the black one out. I'm going to go to this side. Ooh, really nice. With this dark color on the parchment and this black, it's like branding cattle. That's what it makes me think of. Not that I've ever actually branded cattle, but I mean, I live in a part of the country where that happens, so. Let's see, I have one more spot right there, so let me stamp this onto something. Here's a book page, says 25. You can keep that. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Okay, washy washy. This is actually the wash and the rinse. Whoops. And this is the dry, although it looks pretty dry. It doesn't really want to. How wet is that? That's not very wet anymore, but it'll do. That will do. There's that. Nice. And 785, you can have a small block. Ta-da! Oh, that's cool. Ooh, this is fun. You all should have so much fun too. There's that. I don't know. Here's that one all filled up. And now this one says in cash. This is what I'm looking at, $1,000 in cash, but I don't have anything to mimic that with. Okay, do I? Since these are field notes, it's more in line with like botany kinds of things. So, well, let's just finish out this strip, which I think is actually, is this folded? Ooh, stuck together. Nice. Ooh, we should do some more green on there. Looks like there's two more here. And let's do a blue one, because you can never have enough of 785. And then some more file folder. I should do some in brown. I'm gonna do one on here. Ooh, nice. Let's do a brown one or two. So what do you guys all got going on today? What are you guys working on? Let's do a brown one there and a brown one there. And stamp this off a bit and pick a new shade. I think this would be cool in green as well. I should go get my, this was soaking wet when I first did it. I should go get my little spray bottle and wet it down, because these aren't getting super clean. But I don't want to get up. There's that. And then this one I saw with the figures, and shipment collect. Ooh, that's a good one for skinny strips. And let's see, I just stamped this thing off, didn't I? Well, that was not my brightest move, because now I want to do it in black again. Oh gosh. Okay, but we're gonna go green. Come here, green. I'm really loving that green. I should stop putting that away too. It's vanished. Where'd you go? Oh, I see it. I like the green. I like this color of like libraries. That's why the archival brand has a green called library green, I think. Something like that. Here, let's do a couple here and a couple here. And then I'm going to want some blue ones. What else can I stamp green on first? Not content to be finished stamping green. Uh-oh, got the middle on that. Tisk, tisk. Maybe press a little less vigorously in the center. Okay, I am going to grab my squirt bottle. It's just a random squirt bottle from something that I have water in, so nothing fancy, nothing special. I want blue. And I'm gonna go with the VersaFine Majestic Blue. It's not quite as dark as this one, which was the Prussian Blue, which is more of a dark navy. It was called Prussian Blue. Like I said, I don't think you can get these anymore. So don't even try. Just kidding. Just kidding. Do what you want. Uh-oh. Darn it. Weird. Why is it doing that? Now, where's my wet wipe? Out of the middle, please. I'm just pushing too hard in the center, I guess. Okay. I'm liking this small size. This is cool. Let's do a couple of blue. Whoops, it's rattling. Then I do want a couple of black. I want to do blue on something else though first. Get this off of here. Blue. Oh, good. For a second there, I thought I didn't have it centered. Oh, very faded blue. Very cool. Green, black, blue. Have all the colors. It's very fun. Okay. Still got some blue on there. This is just a scrap from a large mailing envelope. I used it as a journal cover. So yeah. Then I wrote other notes on the back of it, and then I threw it in my scraps to turn into something else. So it's had quite the useful life. That's not going to be big enough. Okay, I'm keeping these out because I want to stamp a couple things in the middle. And that doesn't have enough space on it. Let's see. How about that one? Piece of coffee dyed scrap. See, it just adds so many cool. Sorry, while I have it out, I'm just wanting to do as many as I can. Not much fun to watch, I know. I do also have a Stays-On stamp cleaner, which is good for the really stubborn inks. Because some of these are a lot more permanent than others. The water-based ones obviously are going to come off with water, but the dye-based ones do not. I'm gonna run him over it again because it wasn't wet enough. Yeah, I spent a considerable amount of time the last couple days cleaning up my craft room and putting things away and cleaning up after my big thrift haul that I showed you. And let's see, so I want to go with blue first. Back to me, blue. And anyway, so yeah, I've spent a lot of time putting stuff away, which felt really good. My room is a lot cleaner now, thank goodness. I'm going to stamp in the middle of that one only because it has the smudge, so that helps. Yeah, let's do one here. And then let's do one where it won't matter. It's just independent. Get the ink off my stamp. Nice. Ooh, very nice. And then switching to black. I probably should have done some of these in brown, but I can always do some more after we leave, after we are done together. Oh, that looks cool. That one's not quite on. There's that one. And let's do one with the green background. Very cool. Wow. Love it. Love it. Let's see, and I have room on this one, so let's do figure 1, 2, 3. Figure 1, 2, 3. Nice, nice. Wow, we're getting all kinds of them, aren't we? Okay, these I'm just gonna leave alone, although I might be able to fit. Oh, he just fit, just tiny. There's that one, okay, and then I wanted shipment collect. Ooh, that fits perfectly right there. I'm gonna keep figure 1, 2, 3 out for a second. I have this big, long, skinny stamp block. Oh, doorbell's ringing, dog's barking. Husband is, I don't know where he is doing what. Ooh, that looks so cool. Do I need to bring these up? You guys need to tell me. I mean, I try to zoom in to where you're relatively close to see and where I can see in the camera, but then, let's see, I wonder. Oh, yeah. My husband went out to start his truck and his battery, well, his truck wouldn't start. And he's going out of town next week, and I very happily reminded him that I don't like to drive him to the airport anymore. It's just a pain with traffic, and it's usually first thing in the morning or late at night, and I'm tired and it's dark, and anyway. So he keeps trying to convince me that I should, you know, trying to schedule things like, no, you can take me. I'm like, I don't want to drive the freeway, period. You know, we're getting to be a big city around here. In big cities, they take Ubers or call cabs or drive themselves to the airport. They don't want their wives driving them all the time. I mean, if we were on the other side of the stinking valley, that'd be helpful. Let's do some shipment collects in red. Oh, there goes the horn. Nice. That'll make the neighbors happy, won't it? I guess it's a good thing I have the door shut. Oh, corresponding horn honking in return. Okay, there's a red one. I mean, there's a blue one. Here's a red one. That's cool. And you could even just cut these apart, shipment and collect. Let's do one in, let's turn this around. Let's do red on green. That'd be great for Christmas. Santa's shipment, he's calling collect. Let's do a faded red here on tan. Ooh, I love it. And then let's change up, although I need a couple in there. So let's do another figure 1, 2, 3. And figure 1, 2, 3. Fill those in. And another figure 1, 2, 3. Nice. let's do some of our Define Your Life stamps. I do like them in brown or black typically, just so you can read. I gotta clean these first really fast. Got to wash the babies. So I'm gonna cover up the red. If you get these VersaFines, they come with this sheet that kind of helps them stay protected and hydrated, and I didn't know that, so I threw out the one that came with my black one. That was the first one I ever had, so now I know. It seems like it's kind of fiddly to have to move it all the time, but it's really actually a good thing. Oops, it goes the other way. This is like putting a puzzle, you know, those wooden puzzles that kids have, putting all the pieces back in the right slot. Teaching us our shapes, shape recognition, critical part of development. Okay, now I went through and wrote down what they are, and I try to keep them alphabetical. I just always have to remember which side I started on. I hope these are together. Uh-oh. They're not in order. Tisk, tisk. And I keep that piece of paper in there that was in there for the shipping, but I keep it in there because it helps me. It helps me keep everything together. I'll try to put them back together in order as I use them here. I can't function this way. All this disorganization. I'm just gonna set them up on their ends so I can see, and then I'll deal with the other part. But I want gratitude happy. Where are you? Yoo-hoo, gratitude happy. Where are you? Gone. Oh, it must be this one. Yep. Okay, gratitude happy. Now let's bless the person who put all these together, because she had to cut them apart and then match her stickers to the right thing. Okay, let's do a gratitude. Make sure that the stickers lined up with the actual definition, you know? So I don't remember how much I paid for this. It was in the $20 somethings, 20-something range. Let's get out some wider strips. Let's do happy. Happy. Cute. Now, this is slicker paper. It's like typing resume paper, so it may take the ink a minute to sink in which case we want to let it. Let's put those up for a sec, and let's do delight, because otherwise the ink will smear. Oh, it goes that way. Okay. Let's see, always because perfect or original. I don't know which way's up. Not that it really matters, because on these strips we'll just cut them apart, but now we know. Perfect, perfect, original. Where are we at? We're almost out of time. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. I don't have any examples of how to use them on things, but I feel like you guys are smart. You know how to do that, right? You know how to imagine them embellishing something. It was hard enough just getting the video made since everything was going awry. But then on these here with a straight edge, I would just cut it. And really just leaving them like this for now is fine, and then they can be trimmed down when they go in a project. This guy's fine just the way he is. But now I just have a whole passel of little labels and things I can use on my projects. Make them look real cool. And then you can ink around them when you get ready to put them. I don't have Distress ink out right now. When you get ready to use them in the journal, you can ink them to accentuate the the edges, or you can draw a little line around here to make it look like a label. You can snip the corners, snip, snip. I also don't have a pen handy to draw a line around it, but see? And if I had ink, I would ink it up, but I don't. I don't have Distress ink or a dauber out, so there's that one. And here's some of these. Oh, these are deckled, so we'll tear. There's that one. Yeah. So it's just a fun little project, a nice way to use up some of the things that you have. Let's cut this guy out. I'll show you how he looks when he's all done. Uh-oh, I went over the edge. So I hope you weren't bored to death. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you didn't like it, just leave it alone. And you know, they took away the thumbs down button for a while, but now I think they brought it back. Seems to me it's there again. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, if you don't like it, that's fine. But you don't need to let the whole world know. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And remember to share my channel, trying to get it to grow. Remember to check out my Ko-fi account down below. It's linked. My Etsy shop is linked below. If you want to find a way or want to support this channel, you can just leave me a tip at my Ko-fi site. And then I'm trying to figure out some things that I can put there that are freebies and things for you guys, but I'm still working on it because it's brand new to me as of recording this video. So by the time you see the video, there'll probably be something there. Who knows? It takes time to make all that stuff, you know? I'm trying to get some to cut apart here. Oh, I was going to show you where I messed up. I think I told you this, but if I mess up and it's not quite right on the front, I just flipped it over and stamped it on the back. And then this one, since that's the side I don't want to use, put an X on it. And there's the side I do want to use. Isn't that cool? This is on gray. What was I saying? Yeah, so it takes time to do all these and to do videos and to do all the things, you know. I'm not really a graphic artist, so. I did think of a few fun things, though, I could put out there for you and say thank you, but it's a nice way to just leave a tip and support the channel and allow me to create. And there are a few things that I would use the proceeds for, inks or re-inkers, especially like for my stamp pads that I already have. I like to buy the re-inkers to go with them so that I can get as much use out of them as possible. So that's fun. There we go. I'm going to aspire a lot, apparently, because I have a lot of these labels. Now, I was going to do a whole video with just the label stamps, and then I couldn't find my label stamps, so that will have to happen another day. Obviously, you're not going to watch them back to back, because that would be boring. But I will do an episode with that at some point, because I really need to make labels. And I like the look of labels in projects. I like how they look, and so I finally invested in some label stamps. They're very fun. And, oh, Agent. Yes, let's get Agent 1929. Here we go. Ooh, I like that toasty edge, so I probably won't tear that off. I like how that looks. Feels very James Bond, doesn't it? Okay, so that's what we've got. Don't know how well it really does compare to these field note labels, but it was an awful lot of fun, and playing with all of my word stamps and number stamps. We didn't even touch these, but doesn't mean I won't in a few minutes. Okay guys, I wanted to come back and show you. I have them all cut apart. Our beautiful word confetti. I stamped this one after we left. I stamped quite a few of them actually, and then I cut them all apart. I did want to show you really quickly though. So this is the resume paper, or maybe it was tracing paper. Yeah, this was the tracing paper. And which pad did we use? Did we use the VersaFine? Or did we use this one? I think we used the VersaFine. And so it was still wet a while after I quit the video. I just blotted it, but it did smear a little bit. And then when I blotted it, as you can see, the words spread. Now it didn't do that on all of them. Here is where we stamped with the date stamp, and I used the Marvy. So I'm guessing I used the VersaFine on the other one. I used the Marvy green, and it's fine. Whoops, focus please. And it's fine. There it goes. Oops, it's also upside down. So it spread just the teensiest bit, and that's just because this paper has a little bit of a slick surface. And then I also wanted to show you this. This is just the edge of a file folder that I stamped on. Turned out really cute. Same thing with these. I had to blot them just the tiniest bit, but they did not run. Now that's the VersaFine pad in the black, because I only have that in black. So I don't know. I do know why this one decided to kind of bleed out a little bit and smear, but it did. Okay, that's all I wanted to show you. Let me take a second and read you the quote of the day. The quote today is from Henry David Thoreau. It says, "It matters not how small the beginning may seem to be, what is once well done is done forever." So we have done these. Well done. Hopefully they'll last forever. Well, that's not realistic, is it? But anyway, they'll last as long as we need them to, and they're going to look lovely on ephemera in our journals. But that is how everything turned out. I have quite a nice pile here, and I'm excited to have them available to use. And I still have a huge stack of strips. I didn't expect to get those done. Anyway, just wanted to give you the update on how it all turned out. Until next time, be inspired and do something creative today, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye now.